What's up, Taiwan? I'm Leslie Liao with 10 minutes of news from your Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan wants all of its public buses to be electric by 2030. That's according to the Transportation Ministry. The new target comes as the country pushes for net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Figures from 2019 show nearly 13% of Taiwan's carbon emissions come from conventional gas vehicles. There is also a push for all cars sold in the country to be electric by 2040. The government is encouraging electric vehicle take-up with subsidies for electric taxis and saying parking lots must have charging stakes. But some experts who study public transportation say they're not doing enough. Taiwan's upcoming local elections are usually fought on issues of daily governance as relations with China take a back seat. But with many political parties putting cross-strait relations at the heart of their policy platforms, the issue of how to deal with Beijing is never far from the surface. That's the case for the Chinese Unification Promotion Party, one of the very few parties in Taiwan advocating for unification under China's preferred one country, two systems model. Our reporter Ed Moon has the story.
举牌警告，请你们立刻停止违法集会。我们解散的同时，君悦酒店喝咖啡，我们今天在那边吃中餐，可以吗？可以。民主吗？
A clash with police on the streets of Taipei. For most politicians, it would be headline news. But for Zhang Anle and his Chinese Unification Promotion Party, it's just another day. Taiwanese politics is roughly divided into two main camps. Those who'd prefer to remain separate from China, and a smaller number who would one day like to be part of China. And then there are those on the fringes like the Unification Promotion Party that want Taiwan to unify with the Communist People's Republic of China under a one-country, two-systems model, like Hong Kong. And it wants it as soon as possible. It's a position that's far from the mainstream. Since democratizing in the 1990s, Taiwanese support for unification with China has dropped from a high of 22% in 1996 to just 6.4% this year. The CUPP's Zhang is notorious in Taiwan for reasons other than pushing for unification. He makes no secret of his background in organized crime. He spent 10 years in jail in the United States for drug trafficking. He's known as the White Wolf, although the origin of that nickname is somewhat mundane.
我现在皮肤黑啊，那时候皮肤白，另外一位皮肤黑，所以他叫黑狼，我叫白狼，就这么巧，没什么特殊意义。
Zhang was sent back to Taiwan from the US after leaving prison, but he quickly got into trouble again for his links to organized crime. That led to him fleeing Taiwan in 1996 for China. He wouldn't return for almost 2 decades. Now that he's back, his focus is on pushing Taiwan into the arms of Beijing.
我们成立中华统一书展的目的呢，是促进两岸的和平统一。为什么呢？因为只有两岸的和平统一，才是我们台湾人民幸福的最佳保证。
Despite little support for its ideas, Zhang and his party have an outsized voice in Taiwan. That's because of the regular protests they hold, criticizing Taiwan's government and its supporters in the West. The party has never come close to winning seats in Taiwan's national elections, but it has enjoyed some success at the local level. It currently has one elected neighborhood chief and has hopes of gaining a county council seat in this November's vote. It's all part of a strategy aimed at building grassroots support for the party's goals.
大家早安，我是第5选区登记第3号的苗栗县议员候选人曾婉晶。
Although Zhang spoke openly to TaiwanPlus about running as a candidate for the Unification Party, none of her campaign materials mention the party's name. Zhang says her main concern is tackling drug abuse, but she needed some guidance on the question of China.
两岸和平统一是两岸什么共和国？
中华人民共和国。
哦，什么？而且我们的经济目前在台湾并非能够独立，我们需要中国，我们需要统一。我全力支持统一，全力以赴。 所以我希望这次婉晶能够顺利的进入议会，好来和我们的乡亲来发表正面的。我们中华统一促进党不是黑道，对张安的总裁是一个非常乐于助人。
The party's strong support for unification on China's terms often leads to clashes with authorities, and many question whether it is receiving Chinese money to fund its operations. That's a charge Zhang denies, although he makes no secret of the fact that his aims match Beijing's.
但是台湾要通过法律叫反渗透法，我说我是中共同路人，来办我。我说我中共同路人，我不需要人家渗透。为什么我是中共同路人？因为我们同一条道路。
Political scientists say that so far, there's little evidence to suggest Zhang has persuaded many people. Despite spending big on their 2016 legislative campaign, they ended up with only 0.4% of the national vote.
It shows how unsuccessful they've been at trying to kind of win the hearts of Taiwanese voters, despite all that spending and media attention.
But with Beijing determined to eventually bring Taiwan under its control, groups like Zhang's, which are sympathetic to that aim, are equally determined to persuade Taiwanese voters that their future lies with China.
台独卖台，挑起战祸，我们阵前起义，不做炮灰。
Rick E. and Ed Moon for TaiwanPlus.
The Taiwan Railways Administration says that a section of the Eastern Huadong Line will resume operations on December 28th. That date is nearly a month earlier than previously expected. The railway line was damaged by multiple earthquakes that rocked the area in late September, including a strong magnitude 6.9 tremor. It sustained twisted tracks and toppled bridges. The Huadong Line is a popular route linking the country's southeast with the capital, Taipei. The number of passengers traveling on the line is expected to increase during the upcoming Lunar New Year holiday. A storm-damaged temple in southern Taiwan is becoming a tourist attraction. Eric Gao takes a closer look.
It's been called Taiwan's version of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Zhengxing Temple was built in the hills of southern Taiwan's Jiayi County way back in 1861. But in 2009, record-breaking rains triggered landslides that left the building tilted up to 45 degrees, but still intact. And over the years, the unusual site has become increasingly popular with tourists.
真神奇啦吼！迄金庙安尼对较悬的所在愈来，另外佫保持遮完整。蛮特别的，很像那个国外的那个比萨铁塔。
A viewing platform was set up in 2020, making it safer for tourists to check out the slanted temple.
希望来讲，伊个感受讲，大自然的力量，甲神会的力量，安尼才是讲来看咱这个北港庙，这时候伊当地是安那牺牲伊，来照顾这地方的老百姓。
While the building is intact, it's not safe to go inside. Visitors are welcome to check out the temple from afar, but are warned not to get too close. Alex Chen and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwanese band Mayday has wrapped up its first tour of the United States in 5 years.
今天工作人员告诉我们，他们在门口问大家，有很多的人是00后。我想说，天哪！你们真的知道五月天的歌吗？你们真的听过五月天的歌吗？经过了今天，我认为是真的。
The group's 3 concerts attracted about 35,000 fans across venues in Las Vegas and New York. Mayday is famous in the Chinese-speaking world for its pop rock songs. Established in the late 1990s, the 5-member band is known for hits like Eternal Summer, Party Animals, and Contentment. Mayday is now headed to Singapore to continue a world tour. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images from Brazil where soccer fans have painted streets and hung flags to support their national team competing at the World Cup in Qatar. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.